What's going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to another movie review, this time for the film The High Note, which is coming directly into your homes, so watch it in the comfort of your couch. I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts, my likes, my dislikes on the film a little later in the review. This film did come out May 29th, 2020. It does star Dakota Johnson, Tracee Ellis Ross, Ice Cube, and Kelvin Harrison Jr. And the quick synopsis for this film is: a superstar singer and her overworked personal assistant are presented with a choice that could alter the course of their respective careers. Now, this film is directed by Nisha Ganatra, and she's mainly done a lot of TV work, more notably Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Fresh Off the Boat. Now, before I get into my likes of the film, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up as well as that subscribe and bell notification for more movie content like this. Now, let's just get directly into the cast, starting with Dakota Johnson. Of course, we all know her from the 50 Shades of Grey, which was a trilogy that I was forced to watch, unfortunately. And in this film, she does play an assistant of Tracee Ellis Ross, who plays Grace Davis, and I believe she's in Blackish as well. I have not seen the show. I've heard so many great things. She is the daughter of the epic Diana Ross, and she has the features to match, and I think her character in this is trying to pay homage to her mother, so I'll talk about that in a second. But next up, you got Ice Cube, who's playing Jack Robertson. He is someone who is her manager, longtime manager, and good friend. They grew up in the same neighborhood, and they do talk about a lot of the struggles that it took to get to the point that they're currently at. And introducing, to me at least, is Kelvin Harris Jr., who plays David Cliff. Now, I haven't seen him at all whatsoever. He's been in a couple of things. A movie recently that just came out called Loose. I'll have to check that one out. But he does play somewhat of a love interest for Dakota Johnson in this film, as well as an extremely talented singer. Now, it's no surprise, guys, I'm rocking a lot of musical merch because this movie is full of musical references. You get to see historic Hollywood as well as Capitol Records, which is a cornerstone of Los Angeles. I'm from Southern California, and seeing all of these staples, seeing the palm trees, seeing the ocean, it's always an amazing sight when you get to see this on the big screen. The city that I was born and raised, still to this day, given the proper light, the cinematography, and all the shots were really, really good in this film. And I feel like every time we see LA or Hollywood in certain movies, it's always a pumping party, EDM type of scene world, but there is a lot of laid back, chill environments. I mean, coastal breezes, and we get to see a lot of that mellowness, nature, acoustic music playing, R&B bumping through the car all the time in Dakota Johnson's old beat up ride. I thought it was very, very cool, and I had fun with it. And someone that grew up with a musical background, as far as my mom loving some Motown oldies and my father more classical rock, it felt right at home because they were dropping a lot of musical references of actual artists, and they were dropping, actors' names, and it was cool. It was very, very realistic, and I liked that they didn't really fake it too much. They tried to make this Grace Davis character, who was someone of maybe like a Whitney Houston or even a Mariah Carey, someone that's been around for decades, but that is also trying to stay relevant in this fast-paced, moving music environment that we're all accustomed to, music dropping weekly, daily, what have you. She's someone that's really living her greatest hits over and over again, as well as being offered a residency in Vegas. I mean, we all know once you get offered a residency in Vegas, you kind of hit your classic peak, right? We all know that you're amazing, but you just got to play the hits while you're there. And Grace is someone who's not really come to acceptance of that. She really wants to write more, but she's scared to kind of convey that to the record labels or to Ice Cube's character as her right-hand man. And I thought it was pretty cool how all of that played out, especially when it came to the interaction with her and Maggie, played by Dakota Johnson. I thought they had a really, really impactful scene towards the end of the movie where things really, really got real. And I really enjoyed that, and I appreciated that because that shows you the kind of cutthroat nature of Hollywood and the music industry. It's not all sunshine and rainbows and, you're my friend, so I'm going to treat you nice. No, when it gets to crunch time and you're in the studio, things can get raw, and they do in this movie at certain points. Now, jumping to that love interest, like I said, who's played by Kelvin Harrison Jr. He plays David Cliff once again, and he does full kind of for Dakota Johnson's character almost immediately, and they kind of blossom into this relationship of she's producing for him, and we get to see a little bit of a fling side thing going on here while she's also working with Grace's character, and that was kind of the missed opportunity, I guess. I would have liked to see that as maybe even a whole movie rather than them jumping back and forth between her working for Grace and then her trying to produce and, carry this relationship with David. Now, once again, jumping to that realism, it was cool because we got to see, the whole pressures and that rapid, fast-paced Hollywood lifestyle. So I think it's important that people see that because they get to really see what artists go through. The character of Maggie was also producing on her computer with actual software that I recognized. So that was very, very appreciative that they used a lot of that real software. Also, I saw some speaker equipment that I actually own, and I was like, that's for music producing. They're nailing it. Sometimes I'll see some, biopics where they'll show a lot of new equipment and whatnot, but you could tell it's just placed there for props and it's not even really used in these studios, and it's really, really frustrating when they don't get it right. But this movie definitely got it right. As far as people that love music, I think they will appreciate it, and you do get a lot of musical numbers in this film, maybe about 3 or 4, but it's not overbearing like an episode of Empire or whatever, but it was tolerable, and I'm someone that really doesn't care for musicals, so the balance of that as well as a storyline I thought was pretty cool. Ice Cube's character, on the other hand, was someone that was just one note, and I will say it here. Ice Cube's character of acting has not changed in 30 years, 25 years, whenever he started his career in acting. But I cannot stand another Ice Cube movie. What is happening? This guy should have just stuck to music. I'm sorry. I love the movies he's in. Barbershop, I Grew Up on Friday. Come on, man. All About the Benjamins. Great, funny films. But Ice Cube plays the exact same character in every single movie. Now, best character in this movie, Tracee Ellis Ross, man, she destroyed it, and I actually want to go back and watch a lot of her TV shows or even past movies because I thought she was so believable. And once again, there's a couple of scenes where she's extremely cutthroat, and I was like, whoa, I felt those deep cuts. Now, as far as my dislikes, guys, was the runtime, and I believe this is almost 2 hours. We're talking about 1 hour and 53 minutes, and I think that's extremely long for a film like this. 1 hour, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Tops. That's it. Once again, it's a direct to VOD. You watch it in your home. And I thought a lot of these scenes, especially towards the end, kind of drug on. It's not really a comedy, though there is comedy thrown in there. It's more of the dramatics. You have Dakota Johnson kind of just finding herself wanting to become this producer, yet she's not credible yet, but she works with someone that is the top of credibility at the top of her game and still has this longevity. So she's really trying to incorporate that into her daily work life. And once again, like I said, balance this relationship, and she's all over the place. I don't know how she does it, how these kids find the hours in the day to juggle this Hollywood life. It is beyond me. But anyways, she does all of that, and she makes it work. Dakota Johnson did a pretty good job. I can't say that I've seen a Dakota Johnson performance that I didn't like. She kind of plays the character that she is, and she's very passionate. That's one thing that I did love about her character, is she was passionate. And I can't stop saying that they were really dropping a lot of musical references, a lot of technical terms, and she really pulled it off like she knew what she was talking about. So I did appreciate all of that aspect, the acting from everybody, really liked that. But I think the thing that really held it down as far as a negative for me was the length, and I gotta say it, the ending that I did not see coming, that I thought was so ridiculous as far as a tie-in of these characters, was the thing that is going to lower my score extremely. If they would have just left that alone, kept all the other little pieces in the movie, also chopping it down, of course, I would have raised the score up a bit. But because of all of that, guys, I'm going to drop my score down to a 3 out of 5 for the high note, saying definitely check it out, especially since it's in the comfort of all of our own homes right now. And it's a pretty cool movie if you guys do have people that are watching with you that appreciate good music. All right, guys, have you seen The High Note? Do you plan on seeing it this week or weekend on VOD? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you guys hit that thumbs up to show me that you appreciate my movie content, as well as hitting that subscribe and bell notification for more content like this. All right, guys, till next time, I'm gone. Peace.